Hi, this is Dr. Tracy Hoffman again. So this will be the audio recording for Module 1. So we've already gone over Module 0 and some of the requirements you'll need before you begin student teaching. So now we're going to talk about Module 1, which will be the first 5 weeks. So Module 2 and 3 will be divided by 5 weeks. So Module 1 is the first 5 weeks, Module 2 is the second 5 weeks, and Module 3 is the third 5 weeks. So it's organized by 5-week groupings to make it more easy so you know what's coming up and what types of assignments you'll be doing during each 5-week interval. So the first thing I want to go over are you're going to have a discussion board at the beginning of this module. This discussion board is going to cover your first impressions. What were your thoughts? What were your feelings? Do you have concerns about anything? What do you feel some of your strengths are as you begin your student teaching? So just talk a little bit about those things as you encounter the first week or so of student teaching. And then you're going to do the student teaching checklist of activities experiences. This is just a checklist that you'll be doing with your cooperating teacher and or your university supervisor. This is just a list of things that you will probably be doing during those first few weeks. So it's just a checklist to kind of go over your introduction into the classroom. Some of the items, have you had a tour of the building? Do you know where emergency exits are? So it's just a way to kind of begin your experience at the site you're at for preschool student teaching. And then I'm going to click on weekly reflection and assessment. So you'll be doing these each week. So week 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So this is basically during only the first 5 weeks. So the purpose of this, let's see here, is to give you an opportunity to think about what your goals are over the next 5 weeks and the rest of your student teaching. So in this progress report and reflection and self-assessment, you'll begin by looking at, let me enlarge this here. What are your goals? At the beginning of each of the 5 weeks, what are your goals? What are some ideas that you have that you're going to accomplish over the next few weeks? And these goals should be shared with your supervisor and ideally your cooperating teacher. So the next part is your reflection and analysis. What went well this week? Look back at your goals and see, did I accomplish this? Did I do well? Are there some areas I need to work on? And if you had this week to do over again, knowing what you know now, what would you do different? So think of this first 5 weeks as, you're getting used to the setting, the kids are getting used to you, you're getting used to them, you're getting to know the routines and the schedule, and just kind of just give yourself some time to get to know all of those aspects before you really dive in with taking over the classroom in a few weeks. The next one, one word describes your teaching this week? And then what new ideas, concepts, techniques did you implement? And how did it make a difference in the student learning? So then you're going to do just a general approximation. I spent approximately how many hours in actual teaching involvement with the students this week? So again, this is just a general approximate. And then the last part, how can I as your supervisor help you? So this is where you're going to work really closely with your supervisor. And the goal of the supervisor is to mentor you during this student teaching experience. So what are some things that you want more information on? Do you have questions about particular assessments that are being used in the classroom? So really take advantage of your supervisor because they do have a wealth of knowledge and experience in the classroom. So use them to learn and to grow as you begin these first 5 weeks.